solve your problems. They're in their 30s, disabled and queer. Agony onto a funny and modern. If you want it solved, Em and Maddie are here.
Hi, my name's Emily Dash.
And I'm Madeline Stewart. We're here on Gadigal land of the Eora Nation.
And as always, we are here to solve your problems.
Absolutely. We love answering your questions, which reminds us, send them in, guys. We know you're watching. Isn't that right, Em? We know.
We need people to send in questions. They can be silly questions. They can be serious questions. They can be...
They can be musings. They can be confessions.
anything you want, and we promise we won't be too...
We won't judge you. We're just here to be fun, and we love hearing from you. So do get in touch. We love it.
Or just tell us what you think.
Yeah, give us feedback. We love to hear from you. Okay, cool. We're done berating our audience. Send us questions or else. So I just want to know how you're going, Em. It's coming up to Valentine's Day.
It is coming up to Valentine's Day, Maddie. Do you have any plans?
Oh, no. I don't have plans because I feel weird about Valentine's Day. I feel like it's fun, and I think like when we were young in like high school and stuff, I cared about it a lot. But now, not so much. I feel like it's all a way to get money from you.
So the other thing, when I don't have a partner, what I do is I hook up with my best friend and we have like a
Galentine's.
girls only Valentine's Day. Yes.
Galentine's Day.
Yes. But the problem is when you invite other people to your Galentine's Day tradition and they ruin it a bit.
Oh, did that happen to you?
1 year, me and my friend made some plans for Valentine's Day to go to dinner and a movie or whatever.
Oh,
but we
that's nice.
invited this big group of girls, but it descended into a quite a big girl fight. So
No.
yeah.
That's against the themes of Galentine's Day.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So I reckon, like, my advice with that is, like, keep your traditions small and keep them to people who are going to understand you and your expectations, but it does give you a good story.
Oh, yeah. I've spent many a good and bad Valentine's and Galentine's Day.
Yes.
Often I'm working because people like having comedy, like
Yes.
especially the comedy stores, those Galentine's Day, stuff like that.
Yes.
But yeah, I love it because I love celebrating women. So I'm all for Galentine's Day. But I think we should, Valentine's Day. I found in the past what I really enjoyed, my favourite Valentine's Day activities have been things that are for free. Like if you can go to an art gallery,
Yes.
if you can I once dated someone who we did like drawings of we made our own Valentine's Day cards. Like that was the activity of the day. It was like a crafternoon.
Oh, that's so cute. I
It's
love
very
a
cute.
good afternoon.
Exactly. So I think like I love Valentine's Day, but I'm not for those red stem roses that cost like $100 a rose. What is the deal with the flower prices at Valentine's Day?
That's wild.
They're so expensive to begin with. And then on Valentine's Day, I'm like, why these things are going to die so expensive?
But it's also the thing of, like, what do you do if you're really into Valentine's Day and your partner can't stand it? Like, how do you...
I think if you love your partner and it's something that'll make them really happy, do it. Like, what are you going to say to your partner? Like, oh, no, I don't like Valentine's Day. Like, if I dated someone who loved Valentine's Day, of course I would do it. I'd make a big fuss because it would make them happy.
Yeah.
Do you like Valentine's Day?
I'm a big Valentine's Day girl.
How did I know?
As I said, I'm very single at the moment and have been for quite some time, which is an actual great thing. So I'm gearing up for a lovely Valentine's
That's so
Day.
sweet. I love
Yeah.
that. I think love is worth celebrating, especially nowadays. It's a rough time, and if we can celebrate love and friendship and girlies.
Joy. Yes.
I mean, when I say girlies, I mean like any of your friends. I think Valentine's Day is not just for the gals. It can be everybody. But,
Yes.
you know, it's called Valentine's Day.
Yes.
It is what it is.
Everybody in Times Day doesn't really have
Yeah.
the same ring to it.
Yeah, Everyone-tine's Day. No. Friend-time Day. No. Galentine, it just works. Palentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. We've coined it here.
Yeah. I'm not a big. Yeah, I just don't believe in Valentine's Day. I think it's so much money. The balloons are shit. What are the foil balloons and like the bears? What do you do with the bears once Valentine's? I can't tell you how many stuffed bears I'd thrown away.
I love stuffed animals, though.
But do you keep them?
Yes.
What?
I have a collection.
Oh my gosh.
In there right now, I have a meerkat that I bought at the zoo just the other day.
I've been into you're very minimalist. So where do you keep them? Do you have like a lever that you pull and all the bears fall from the ceiling or something? Like what's going on?
Well, to be honest, like I had to give up a fair few of my stuffed animals, but I did find in storage a few years ago my bear that I've had since I was like 4, and his name is Harrison, and now he plays with my niece and with the meerkat when she comes over.
I have a question about ethics around letting your niece play with your stuffed animals.
Yes.
If there's like a bear that an ex-boyfriend gave you, how long – this is a genuine question for you because this is my question for the week.
Yes.
Is with Valentine's Day gifts, do you
Yes.
keep them? Or like gifts that your partner gives you, do you keep them when you break up? Do you return them? Do you throw them?
Well, I have a friend who, this is so wild. I have a friend who was engaged and broke up with her fiance and then kept the ring.
Oh.
Which I think that's a power move.
It's a power move. I don't know where I stand on that. I've never been engaged. I've never been on fianced. But yeah, I think I would. Oh, would I keep it? Would I not? I don't know. It depends who paid for it.
Yeah.
I think I feel weird. I've kept all the jewellery from my exes and they just live in a box in the back of my wardrobe. I should go to like a cash converter or something.
I have kept all the stuff my ex-partner gave me. But when we broke up, I gave it to one of my best friends for safekeeping. Oh. And this is cute. You know what's cute about this is we dated when I was really, really young. And so I wrote this book of poems. And my friend still has all these love poems and breakup poems and things that I wrote when I was like 13.
Oh my gosh.
And
I want to read them so badly, Emily, but obviously they're your private poems and I'm going to force you. But the idea of teenage Em writing poetry.
Depends what it looks like. I'll have to get back to you.
Of course, no pressure, Em. But I remember my high school diary or like my diary from when I was a primary school person and I just read it. I was like, oh, the troubles. Like, oh, so-and-so doesn't want to be my friend anymore. Oh, like seriously, if that was my biggest worry and I like that was my biggest worry.
I genuinely have a story about this. So my first year 7 assignment was to write an autobiography for English class, yes? And in it, I wrote that my greatest challenge was maths. And I was like, oh, that is so innocent.
Oh,
and
sweet
great.
angel, sweet little Em.
But also, who gives year 7 students
an autobiography
assignment?
Yeah, you're like 5 years old. Like 7, when you're 7, what, year 7 is you're like
Yes.
13. You've done nothing.
You've done nothing. You had no life. You do not know
Unless
anything.
you're Malala. Like,
Well,
you know what I mean? Like, or like that little girl, the climate change little girl.
Greta
Thunberg.
Thunberg.
Yeah.
Thunberg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, she should have an autobiography.
Correct.
We're just people. Anyway,
We're just-
let's just actually answer questions.
Yes.
Let's answer questions. Josh, what have you got for us today? Hey, Josh.
Hello, how are you?
We're good. How are you?
I'm all right. Is gaydar real? If so, I think mine is broken. I'm not good at clocking other queer folk. Help.
Oh, gosh. Welcome to the club. I'm the same. Are you?
Yes, I am no gaydar. I can't help it. But
You've come to the right place.
Also, I feel that, like, I want to say gaydar is a construct and we shouldn't really be making assumptions about people unless they actually tell us.
Yeah, 100%. Like, gaydar's not real. That is just, assumptions. However,
Yes.
I will state that culturally there are some signs that you could always look out for.
Do tell
But that's
us.
it's not like a one thing is all gays. You have to remember, like, it is intersectional. Lots of
Yes.
people can be queer. And, you know, maybe sometimes people look at us and maybe don't think that we're queer. I don't know. But,
Yes,
like, I
or
don't want
that
to
thing of, like, not being queer enough.
Yeah.
I don't know.
that's something that I'm sure a lot of people feel and maybe don't know how to pick up on it. But if I'm the worst at that. I never know if people are flirting with me or if people are interested in me, and I don't know if people are queer or not. Like, if it's so hard to tell, especially because I'm a little lady, and I think that women are just wonderful and will often give me compliments, and I don't know if they're flirting or just being complimentary. So I understand your anxiety around
Yes.
clocking who's queer, but
'Cause you-
carabiners hang out at a Bunnings. Isn't that what they always say? Yeah, all the queer ladies are at the Bunnings. Or if you're
Yes, getting a sausage sandwich.
Yeah.
Ironic, isn't it?
Yeah, I think if you hit some queer events, chances are
Chances
everyone
are,
there is
yes.
queer. So I think you can just safely, go there and know. What are some tips? What do you clock in people, Em?
What do I clock in people? Yeah, same as you. Sort of, if you're hanging out with queer people, you're more likely to be part of the community, I guess.
And I think sometimes, like, you might be in a position where after a conversation with them, you might ask them outright if they're queer. I know I've done that to some people. And, I mean, obviously after a conversation, you get to know them. It's not like the first thing I say to them. That's fucking rude, isn't it?
Yes.
So,
Like, sorry, are you queer?
hello, you queer? You just look like you might enjoy me. So I think, like, I remember I asked somebody if they were queer and they were so flattered. They were just like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I love that you think I'm cool enough to be queer. Like, that was the response. They weren't. That was straighty. But, like, I was just wondering, and we were in a conversation about dating, and I asked, and I think they took it really well. If you're worried about someone not being queer when you ask them, like, they're probably going to take it well.
But regardless of whether people are queer or not, that whole thing of going from friends to sort of romance, I feel like I've never done it, but I feel like it would be a really weird thing to navigate because you're like, what is a date and what is not, and you know.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think in this question it's all just about, like, understanding clocking people, I
Yes.
guess. And part of that is, again, if someone's asked you out, they're probably gay. Like, if someone said to you, hey, let's get a drink, probably
Yes.
queer. Always good to check, though.
Always good to check. Yes.
All right.
But do you say, like, is this a date or...
I've been in this scenario so many times where we don't know if things are a date or not. But, like, I don't know. I guess you could just say it. You could, or you could just go along blindly fumbling
And
around, hope that you don't actually accidentally sexually harass someone because, you know, you don't want to make a move. I think that's my fear. My fear is that, you know, flirting with people, I don't do it. If we're talking about, like, gaydar and we're talking about, like, flirting and clocking people, like, I'm really bad at it because here's the thing. As I mentioned, I think, like, you know, I'm unsure if people are just complimenting me or if they're flirting with me. And, yeah, I get really weird about it. I just can't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, same.
Yeah.
we're just terrible for advice.
Yeah, and I think also like when you flirt with someone and you don't know if they're interested in you, you don't want to come across like a sex pest. And I think that's what stops me. It's like I don't want to sexually harass someone by accident.
Yes,
So I just don't flirt.
we never want that.
Nobody flirt with me. It makes me scared.
Should we go to another question?
Thank you. Yeah, let's go, Josh.
A friend of mine invited me out to dinner. I know they are single, as I am, but I can't tell if it's a date or not. I feel like it's weird to ask outright and could make the evening awkward either way. What should I do?
I think that's a perfect question, Josh. We were just talking about that.
Yeah, this is kind of what I was saying before.
Yeah.
Like this whole thing of like moving from friends to lovers or
Yes.
sex buddies or whatever you want to be. It's a weird transition. I mean, I've never done it, but yeah, I can see how that would be really awkward.
Yeah, but like in this scenario, like they're being invited over for dinner, and if you know you're both single, like two single friends can hang out with each other,
Oh,
right?
for sure.
But like, there's that weird. Yeah, I've met people who've straight up said to me, and this is, of course, they're a straight person who said this to me.
Yes.
They said, and I don't believe this. They were like, "Oh, a man and a woman can't just be friends with each other. They're gonna just end up, you know, making out or doing something." And I'm like, I think that's so close-minded, and that's like I think that idea that two single people cannot be friends is
Yeah,
silly.
no, it makes me so angry because one of my best friends is a male, and people are always saying that like we should be, we should be in a relationship, or they can't believe we've never dated or whatever, and I'm like, no, because I feel like it sort of cheapens what you have when everyone's trying to put expectations on you that aren't actually there, and like,
Yeah.
let us just be friends and let us just be sort of who we
Yeah,
are.
it can
do
be
you
a
know
bit
what I mean?
stifling.
But in terms of like how you navigate it when someone invites you over for dinner,
And you don't know if it's a date or not.
I think the difference between you and I, Maddie, I've been told that I'm very I'm not afraid to have like big conversations. Not that you are, but I think
I get a bit more socially anxious. I think mostly about how the other person will feel rather
Yes.
than what I am feeling.
whereas I'm just a bit like, this conversation needs to be had, so we're going to have it.
Well, yeah, I think for the person who wrote in, M's point of view is much better. I think your advice, you're actually genuinely the person I go to for advice about things. So I think that M's advice is better. However, if you're also anxious like me, because clearly you are, you've written in and
Yes.
they've already said they're worried about making it awkward if they bring it up.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Like there needs to be a conversation, but like how do you bring that up in a gentle, non-awkward way? Do you just like, as they're cooking dinner, you come in and be like, "Hey, I brought a bottle of wine," and then on the label it says, "Not a date," or something
Yes.
like that, like a cute joke maybe?
Or you bring 2 bottles of wine, right? And one says date and
Or
one
not.
says not date. And
Be
then
like,
you pick one. You
Pick
never
one.
know.
I don't know. Do you want red or do you want white? Do you want date or no date? I'm
Oh,
open for both.
that's actually a very good solution.
That is very cute. It's up there with
Yes.
baking a cake.
See, we actually solved a problem, Maddie.
Yes, I think that's great. But also you should ask yourself, do you want it to be a date?
Correct.
Maybe that's the question that needs to be answered.
Yeah.
You're single, they're single, anything could happen. But always think wisely. If they're a friend, think about it.
I think you should always be open to possibilities.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That's my favourite thing about you, Em. That and you always kiss them with tongues.
Oh, I love that.
I love your advice. I'm learning so much about you.
You crap me up.
Same. All right, I think we solved that one. You
We
go for
did.
it. Do the wine thing. Wonder if that works. If anyone does that, do let us know.
Yeah, if you ever take our advice and it goes really well or really badly.
We just want to know if anyone
please
takes
let us
it.
know.
Yeah, give it a go. I think that's an ingenious idea with the bottles of wine. So do it.
Yes.
Let us know. Josh.
Okay, well, on the topic of social anxiety,
Oh, yeah.
I have a physical disability and sometimes I get self-conscious, especially on transport or public places where people stare. I know I don't need to feel self-conscious. I'm proud of who I am, but I still feel weird, like everyone's looking. Any tips?
Oh, this is such a good question for us.
We've been there.
Yeah. I think that when you are out in public spaces, if somebody is looking at you, or even if they try really hard to be super nice, it can draw attention to things that you don't want to draw attention to. And I think you just kind of have to deal with that however you can in the moment. But what I would say is that you need to take time for yourself after things like that. Just to rest and be in a space where sort of no one can see you and you're not visible to the world, if that's something that's going to help you refill your cup. Maddie?
Yeah, I find transport really stressful. Like, my physical disability is not, like, I have one arm. I'm not as, you know, like, I don't have mobility things, like stairs and that aren't really a barrier for public transport. And I feel like if I have a big coat and a big bag, like, sometimes people won't see that I have one arm. And I think that draws a bit of anxiety for me. And I know that, you know, my barriers with public transport is not as much as other people with disability, but I still get so anxious of people staring at me, because it's something about public transport where people just feel like they can just stare at you. And I get a lot of people like giving me looks when I use my golden Opal card, because that's like our concession card. And so, like, I'll tap that.
Wait, what's a golden Opal card?
Are you not using a golden Opal card, Em?
I don't think so.
This is the concession price Opal card. You get like $2.50 train fares. Gotta get on that,
wow.
Em. For those of you listening in New South Wales, grab yourself a golden Opal card. But you can get one of them. And people look at me, because usually it's like grandmas and stuff that use the concession Opal card, and they look at me like, you shouldn't have that. And then I feel really self-conscious where I'm like, I'm scared that people are going to verbally attack me for thinking that I'm improperly using access things, even though I am physically disabled, and I can only empathize with people who have invisible disabilities who need to ask for seats and things like that. Like, thank goodness for that, you know, lanyard, the sunflower lanyard. Like, that helps.
That's so helpful.
It's helpful, but like, my goodness, it's stressful. So I'm with you. Staring is hard.
Do you know what I found, though? This is a story. So I was at an airport the other day with a friend of mine who has a sunflower lanyard. And I find
Has a sunflower lanyard.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I find that when I go through security, it's so weird. If she has a sunflower lanyard on, people don't talk, like, normally they would talk to her rather than talk to me if she's accompanying me. But when she has a sunflower lanyard on, it's really weird. They talk to me rather than talk to her. Oh. So we've come up with a system where she always wears her sunflower lanyard when we go through security, because it's better for us both.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's so strange, people's response to disability. Either they just ignore you, or they're like, yes, of course, whatever you need, you know, and I obviously prefer the latter.
Yeah.
I love that. When I went to Hong Kong to visit my brother, he was living there at the time, I went through the airport. My goodness, what a gorgeous journey. And now I'm used to Australian airports where they hustle and bustle you, they push you through, they're rude to you. Doesn't matter who you are, they're just rude to everyone. But in Hong Kong, I just stopped a lady who was working there asking for directions. She saw that I had one arm and went, no, you're not lining up for anything, and just like walked me around and special treatment, VIP all the way through. I didn't even have to ask for it. It was amazing. It was during COVID time. I wasn't even tested. I know, wild. I mean, it was before slightly. It was in that grey area where you should or shouldn't. It was. I'm not dissing Hong Kong Airport. They're brilliant. Thank you for your service.
As much as like we don't want special treatment because of our disability most of the time, I've got to say sometimes it's nice.
Sometimes you need it. Yeah.
Once I was travelling and this woman gave me free champagne. She didn't make a big deal of it. She was like, do you want champagne? I thought about it for a second. I was like, you know what? Life is hard. Yes, I'm going to take the champagne.
Always say yes to the free champagne.
And then I gave a really good review, so that felt nice.
Yeah, it probably feels good for an airline to get a good review from a disabled customer. Wow, that's a first.
It is.
Yeah, but yeah, public transport day to day, it's hard. So I think you're right. Making sure you have a bit of time where you can do what you need to do to fill your cup is important. But there's very little we can control about how other people behave towards us.
Yeah.
Sorry about it. I know, I wish we could give better advice. But yeah, life's hard.
Yes.
Do your best. We're all in this with you. And yeah, maybe get a funky T-shirt or something. I love those uninspiring disabled person T-shirts.
Oh, yes.
I like that. You know, maybe like a funky T-shirt. Give them something to look at, I say.
I say that too. That's a very good idea. Make it in rainbow colours that no one can miss.
Yeah. I don't know. It's up to you. Whatever makes you feel okay.
Whatever floats your boat.
Public transport has a long way to go.
I feel like I say that a lot. Whatever floats your boat.
Well, yeah, I think it's good. I think you should all be encouraged to do what you need to do to survive. All right. Joshua, do we have another question?
We sure do. In fact, we have a Dolly Doctor segment.
Yeah, Dolly Doctor segment.
Yeah.
Our favourite part.
Our favourite part, where I trawl through some old Dolly Doctor magazines and I pull out some questions from the sealed section for you.
Here we go.
This question comes from Dilemma in Queensland. I have a friend that switches boyfriends every few days. It's really starting to annoy me and people have started to say nasty things behind her back. I want to tell her how others and I feel, but when I mention it, she gets upset. What should I do?
I mean, of course she's getting upset. She's being slut-shamed.
Yeah. I feel like people can have as many boyfriends as you want.
Yeah, as long as those boyfriends are aware that it's a short contract.
Yes.
Communication is key. But again, this sounds like it's someone from high school. They're writing into Dolly Doctor.
She's probably taking notes from Gossip Girl because they seem to switch boyfriends every couple episodes.
I'm obsessed with that show. I loved that growing up. Now, very problematic as an adult person to watch that show.
I did rewatch it the other day. Wow,
you?
there's a lot.
Yeah. I think when you're a teenager, it's a lot of exploring and getting to know you, who you are, what you're into. So why not have a couple of boyfriends?
Yes.
I think as long as the boyfriends aren't being hurt, who cares what people say about you? Keep it safe.
Yes.
And, have open conversations always. But this is 20 years ago, so...
Well, I once knew someone who had like 3 boyfriends and a girlfriend and was dating someone else. So, you know.
In high school?
Yes.
Or later? Oh, in high school. That's a lot to juggle. You got your HSC coming up and you got multiple boyfriends.
It's a lot. Boyfriends and girlfriends and all kinds of things.
But good on them.
Yeah, go for it, I say.
Yeah, just keep yourself safe.
But I can't even manage one relationship, so I don't know how people manage multiple.
Yeah, that's a lot of birthdays to remember.
It is.
That's a lot of MSN chat groups.
MSN!
Yeah,
what a time.
Oh, I missed it. I wasn't allowed MSN. I had to go on my friends' MSNs.
Denied as a child, Maddie.
I was denied, and I blame it all to my therapist. It's their fault. It's my parents' fault. They didn't give me MSN as a child, and now look at me.
How did we go from that question to MSN? I don't know, but I love it.
It's a lot to handle. Mad respect. But yeah, I think that's a good response to that. In high school, because I like these dolly questions because they bring up high school times, and I want to know about you. Did you have multiple boyfriends in high school?
I had one.
You had one. I had a boy.
One, but for a very long time.
Oh, yeah. Your extended boyfriend. I was asked out by a boy in high school. I had a lot of people asking me out, but I didn't really... Again, I thought they were all just wanting to be my friend. I couldn't pick up on them being romantic. Someone asked me out by engraving it on the back of a Cadbury's chocolate bar and then rewrapped it and gave it to me. And I just ate the chocolate. I didn't look on the back.
Oh, my God.
And they were like, what do you think? Will you go out with me? And I'll be like, what? And I've just smashed an entire chocolate bar. I've not even read the back of it. Sorry, Reese. We're supposed to just be friends if you're listening.
See, I was always the one to do the asking out.
Did you? I was so nervous. I didn't ask someone out until I was like 25.
Wow.
And I still remember who I asked out, but you keep going.
I'm sure it doesn't surprise you that I was the one that
You're a
did
go-getter,
all
Em.
the asking out.
I've always
admired. Let's
admired
go for it. It paid off for me, though.
Well, I think that's like a great thing. Like, if you guys are like nervous about asking people out or going for things, do it. Like, you'd be surprised. I think that's my biggest regret is that when I was younger, I was too anxious to really, like I was too scared of rejection to even try. And I wish I asked more people out. I wish I went for it. I had more confidence in myself.
Take all the chances.
Yeah. That's our advice. Joshua, do you have another question for us?
Okay, yes, I do. Of course I do. I always have questions for you guys. If you could go back to your younger self, what advice would you give her?
Sweet little baby Madeline and little baby Em. What would we say to our younger selves? I think I would say exactly what I've just said then. I'd just have a bit more confidence in yourself, girl. Like, just go for it. Don't be so hard on yourself.
I think what I would say is it's going to be all right. Yeah. Like, you've got it, girlie. Just follow your instincts.
Yeah.
And don't forget about your intuition.
Yeah, and invest in Bitcoin, younger Madeline. Really buy some Bitcoin, buy some property. Do whatever you can for your financial future. If I really genuinely could go back and speak to younger Maddie, I'd be like, invest.
Yes.
Learn about everything tech. Don't worry about drama. Don't worry about music. Get rid of them. Just get the IT classes in there.
That's true.
Yeah.
But not Tesla.
Not Tesla. No, thank you. Would you give any practical advice to your younger self?
Practical advice is... I think my main advice to my younger self would be, just hold out and everything is going to be all right. The practical side, I guess, is be very sort of mindful about who you spend your time with and why and what you give to people.
Yeah.
I wish, I talk about my list of people that I have whose opinions I care about.
We haven't spoken about this in our podcast, but we have in our live shows.
Yes.
Do you want to reshare that?
So I have this physical list of people who I care about, whose opinions matter to me. And if you're not on that list, then I don't really ask, funnily enough, for advice. And so that took me till I was like 30 of doing that. And I just wish that I'd had that early, I think.
Yeah. Well, Em, that was great advice. I think that's perfect. And I think that's a great exercise for those of you at home to do as well. Maybe what would you ask your younger self? Or what would you tell your younger self? Message us, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. That's it for today. Em, we've had such a great time together.
Again, we've had such a great time. I can't wait to do the next one.
Yeah, well, everybody, happy Valentine's, Galentine's, or Palentine's Day to you, however you celebrate it. We'll be having a great time. We'll be messaging each other. Maybe I'll send you a cute photo. Who knows? Nothing too sexy. Maybe of a dog.
Yes.
I think that's a perfect picture to send your friends. And I want to
never
see
know.
your cute little Bailey.
I will send you Bailey.
Yeah, I'd love that. And I'll send you some random dog I see on the street. That's a nice present for Valentine's, Galentine's Day.
Yes. Spread the love.
Spread the love,
friends.
everybody. Thank you for watching. Send us your questions and do come see us in Adelaide if you would like to. Tickets are still on sale. Spread the word.
Bye.
Bye.